Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and today we're having a lovely drive through Kathikas, down through Pano Akourdaleia to Miliou. So let's have the map up first of all, and we're going to start with a drive through the village of Kathikas itself, which is beautiful. Then we're taking a lovely scenic route down to Pano Akourdaleia, followed by a turning to the right, which will follow our first road trip eBook in reverse for a bit, down to Miliou, and then from there to the B7, where we stop. So let's start by heading up into Kathikas. It's a very nice village, pretty central between Paya and Paphos. You can get to here either from Paya or from the B7 itself, and you turn left just when you've gone through Strumby. But we're taking the route from the Paya end. There are lots of restaurants here, so it's a good place to come if you're hungry. And you can explore the village. If you can hear strange noises in the background, it's because I've been joined by one of our cats, little Minxie. She's telling me where to edit. Such as is the life I lead. There used to be a little restaurant there, but it seems to become a private house now. But I think there's about 10 or 11 in total here. And the village itself is made predominantly with this lovely stone you can see. This road here is can be very slippery at times, so bear that in mind. And it also squeaks a lot. It's very noisy if you turn now in your car. But we're going to go straight across the main road now. Yeah, I mentioned before that our first road trip goes some of this route. I will stick a link up to there, but you can find all our road trips on Amazon, and they'll give you a nice day out or two, each of them, show you where to drive various places in and around Paphos, and there's one in Napa as well. But I mean, I particularly like this route because it takes you through some countryside, which is pretty much I wouldn't say unknown, but it's certainly off the tourist radar. Partly because between the B7 and the main road we're just on, there were two, if you like, ridges of hills rather than just the one. So most of the countryside is shielded, so that you don't see it from the B7. So a lot of people just don't know it's there. Hence the purpose of this film. There's also a funny little brewery down here, which I haven't visited yet, but I do mean to. There's a little museum. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our films, and if you especially like the films when we're out in the countryside, share them far and wide, because the more publicity they get, the more likely we are to make more of them. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/PaphosLife and chuck us a few coffees. All coffees are gratefully received. And if you want to get back something in return, go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/PaphosLife. There you can buy presents for the person in your life who loves Paphos, featuring photographs that we've taken over the years. Anything from calendars, pictures, mugs, t-shirt even. So take a look. Also follow us on Facebook. Our Paphos Life Facebook page now has nearly 75,000 followers, and we're trying to get it up to 75,000 before the end of the year, which would be nice. And if you want to say hello, and why not, hello to you, then go to our Paphos Chat Facebook group. Or if you want to say hello to more people in a bigger part of the whole of Cyprus even, then go to Cyprus Chat. No, Paphos Chat's the bigger group because it's been around a lot longer. And that's the marketing out of the way. But you've seen some lovely countryside already, and we're going to get some more soon. The road's very winding. Now, on the left of this road, there's a lovely little gorge and nature trail. That's unfortunately, I mean, I think it was completed about nearly 10 years ago in terms of making it accessible and putting in the various seats, etc. along the route. And since then, it hasn't been maintained. So you can start it you can start it at one end in Pano Akourdaleia, and if you try following it, you'll get down to the bottom of the gorge. It's a nice little walk in itself, and there's an interesting mill along the way, but it is no longer used because of I think earthquakes put an end to it in the end, and then it just gets too overgrown. And I did work out where the trail ends. It's up by a little church heading towards Terra, and I tried getting following the trail from that direction, and it was an even worse state of repair. But it is a really lovely little trail, so if they ever get it repaired, it'll be a fantastic walk. So every time I do a film down here, I'm going to mention that, just to give it a little bit of publicity and do what I can to get them to send someone down with a petrol-driven strimmer to sort it out. Because I was there once, and they had this little waste bin next to this overgrown bench, and I was curious to see what people might have. Actually, that was it. I was looking in the waste bin so I could see if there was any rubbish that had a date on it, so I could see how long ago it was last used, more or less. And so I opened the lid of the bin, and there were about 4 or 5 wasp nests on the underside of the lid. So I dropped it very quickly, and luckily they were all abandoned by that point. But I saw there was a car coming the other direction. That's how busy the traffic is on this road. Anyway, but yeah, so from the B7, you can't really see any of this because there's another ridge blocking the view. Hence the reason I think not many people know it's so beautiful up here. But they do have some nice little craft fairs here occasionally. And there's some nice little tea rooms and restaurants in the various villages. And I know that one of the places we're going through is Miliou, and that's how you pronounce it, because I just phoned up, there's a health spa there. I phoned them up this morning just to check, because I googled it, because I do try and get things right. And according to the Google Translate, it should be pronounced Miliou, like a cat, and it means apple. But according to the lady on reception there, it's pronounced Miliou. And you have to forgive my wife sneezing in the background. And if it turned left there, you'd have got to the start of the nature trail, by the way. But now we're in Pano Akourdaleia. Yes, my wife's got a bit of a sniffle at the moment, poor thing. And obviously you drive slowly through this village because it was designed for donkeys. So it isn't very wide. And we're turning right here. Make sure you get the correct turning, by the way. There are several that you can take in the village if you want to take this route. And the next one along from here is it still takes you to Miliou, but it's a bit more off-roady in inverted commas, if you know what I mean. Yes, I was surprised though to see that Miliou means apple in Greek, because they do grow a lot of fruit there, but it's mainly oranges, and they have an orange fair there every year. And I was driving in some of the farm tracks, because you can get to Feletra if you go through along some of the, I wouldn't call it off-road, but certainly not suitable for regular car lanes they've got there. And we met these farmers they were harvesting their tomatoes, and they gave us some. We didn't even ask for any. They just, here, have some tomatoes, and they were delicious. I don't know what it is about farm produce that's fresh. I mean, even back in the UK, I remember there was a field that was growing broad beans, and I just picked a single pod, and they tasted absolutely delicious. So much nicer than what they taste like by the time they've gone through the food production process, and you find them in the shops. It's weird. Anyway, this little spot here, there used to be a picnic table there, but they moved it. They might have removed it because on the right there's a water feature, and during the warmer months that is just completely covered in wasps and bees. So it became, I guess, unsuitable for a picnic site. But the countryside now, it's just breathtaking. And there's a nature trail, I'm trying to remember what it's called, that Anarades Nature Trail runs not quite in that little, there's a gorge down there, not quite in, doesn't come up that far, I don't think. But it stops just before that. But it's a lovely little walk, and there's like 3 endings to it. I mean, well, there's one ending because they're all circular, but there are 3 routes to do it, if that makes sense. So you can do the quick route first of all, and then if you want to see what where it goes further, you can then do it again. Wear decent shoes though, because it can get very muddy. And again, don't drive fast down these lanes because they're quite narrow, and the chances of you bumping into another vehicle, well, put it this way, if you do bump into another vehicle, the chances are it's going to be a truck or even something like a combine harvester. So be careful. Oh, we've been joined by Patch as well. Patch is a bit noisy at the moment because he's having to be kept inside because he's had several stitches, because when he was out on his travels, he's obviously come into contact with a broken bottle or something, and he cut open his belly in 2 places. So this is a good time actually to say, please don't leave glass out in the middle of nowhere or anything sharp, because animals will hurt themselves on it. And our cat Patch is a sorry testimony to that, and he has to stay indoors at least till Wednesday when he goes back to the vets. He was stitched up on Friday, so, but he's obviously, as you appreciate, he's going stir crazy now. Anyway, and he's attacking the curtain. We're now in Miliou. Yes, Patch, we are. And eventually we'll come to the Secret Forest Wellness Retreat and Healing Spa, and that was the company I phoned just to get the pronunciation right. And there are a couple of restaurants here, and there's an official parking area as well, so don't just park in this street. From memory, I think the parking area is to the left there, but it's a very nice little square here. And it's a lovely village, and as I said, they do an orange fair. One year I'll have to film it actually. I'm doing some renovation work there on the left. And I have to apologise for the dodgy lighting, and you got that sun glare. In winter time, that's going to be a fact of life, I'm afraid. It's just the sun's so low that especially when you're driving through foresty areas, the camera can't decide whether it's like bright light or shade. And we're coming round. Yep, so if you're going on holiday in Cyprus and you're hiring a car, you really should look at our road trip ebooks, because they're only something like £2.50 or £2.99 or €2.99, can't remember the exact price. And you download them from Amazon, stick them on your phone or your tablet, and they give you a lovely guided tours of one of them went from Paphos through this area and then around up to Pano Akourdaleia and back onto the B7. They tend to start and end in Paphos, so you can find your way easily enough. Seeing us go round again. Right, on the right there is where that nature trail starts, and there's plenty of places to park. And there's the spa. It's a very nice spa as well. I'm there for a couple's massage with the wife, and she wasn't coughing. So yeah, one went basically mainly central Paphos. One went from Paphos to Polis via the villages of the Akamas and then to Aphrodite's baths and back. The third and fourth one went up to Kathikas and Paphos area, covering the north coast of Paphos, and the fifth one was for Ionapa and Paphos area. I'll do some more in the future. Just quickly, they are very time consuming to produce though. Patchy really does want to be let out. So yeah, before the film ends, I mean, please don't leave just chuck your bottles. Take them home with you. Make Cyprus beautiful. And protect the kitties and the dogs that go running around. And we're coming on to the B7 now, and you can just see a lot of the barren countryside you can see on the other side is barren because of fire damage, because they've had a few fires over Miliou Way in the last couple of years, but it soon goes back again. But that's another reason why you shouldn't chuck your rubbish around. And as I said at the start, if you like the country films, share them and make more people see them, because the more views they get, the more viable they are for me to make this kind of film. So I'll do my bit and make them, you do your bit and promote them, and together we'll have more country films. Okay, thanks for watching and see you in the next film. Cheers.